Hi guys, Tracy, your Detroit-based political diva here with just a quick hit. I want to remind everyone that we are now 65 days away from the Michigan primary. 65 days, 7 hours, 29 minutes, and 17 seconds as of this video. So it's very important that everybody participate in the primary. There's so much at stake. I know a lot of people reserve it for the general, and that's an equally important election. That's 158 days away, and so much is at stake. And I encourage everybody to get out there and vote, especially based on the events of the past few days. You have got to have your voice count and cast a ballot to ensure that our futures will be secured. So a couple of things that I just want to remind you, other than the time frames. Again, we are only 65 days away from the primary. A lot of people blow that election off because they think it's not important, but in Michigan, because of the makeup of some of the districts, the primary is the election. For example, in some of the state representative races, if it's a Republican bastion or a Democratic stronghold, whoever wins the primary essentially wins the whole shebang. So this year, some important things have taken effect due to the passage of ballot proposal 18-3. Now you can vote by mail without an excuse. So everybody can get an absentee ballot without an excuse. You don't have to be out of town or working the polls or caring for a loved one. You can vote by mail. And in light of the context of the coronavirus pandemic that we're all facing, and I think we may still be impacted by come November 3rd, which is the date of the general election, voting by mail is now more important than ever. So one thing I do want to point out to you regarding the primary, not only do we have state representative races that are very important and at stake, but also judicial races. And oftentimes people forget to turn over the ballot and vote for the judges. And this year we have judicial races on the probate court levels and the district court and levels and circuit court and all the way up to the Michigan Supreme Court. These are important races because judges and justices impact people's lives in the state of Michigan and all across the country. So you must turn over the ballot and vote for judges. I do want to make a quick reminder. On Saturday, June 20th, 2020 at 12 noon, I will be moderating a voter education special, and joining me on Zoom will be the Honorable Kamisha D. Gant of 6th Judicial Circuit Court in Oakland County. And we're going to be talking about registering to vote. This is the application to register to vote. You can make a phone call, although some of the clerk's offices are not staffed yet after June 12th when the stay-at-home order is most likely going to be lifted. The Secretary of State's office is opening on Monday, June 1st. So you will be able to get a voter registration form. It looks like this, and I just wanted to show you the second page of it. It looks like this. You've got to register to vote. And also, the Michigan Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, is going to be sending out applications to vote by mail for the primary, and as I understand it, for the general. Now, this has raised the ire of the Republicans. There's going to be a lawsuit, most likely. Even POTUS, the President of the United States, is pushing back against it because I think he believes in his mind that somehow it favors the Democrats. But there's a lot at stake. People must vote. I can't urge enough the significance and the crucialness of getting out and making your voice heard. Again, especially in light of all these recent events with the pandemic and the comments that have been made and the shows of leadership or the lack thereof, and even more recently, the tragic Memorial Day incident of the killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and what has resulted. from that. So again, we have 65 days away. We are 65 days away from the primary, 158 days away from the general. You've got to get registered to vote. You have got to get that application to vote by mail, and then you've got to sign your ballot. Your ballot has got to match the signature that is in the file. So you've got to be careful of that, because there are watchers out there who are going to try to null and void any and all ballots. So I thank you for your time. And this is Tracy, your political diva based in Detroit, out.